Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make the granny square trio earrings. If you know how to do a granny square already, then this will be super easy for you. All you need for this project is some embroidery floss. I am using a 2mm crochet hook. You will need 2 jump rings to place in between your mini grannies and an earring wire hook. It may also be helpful to have a pair or 2 of these pliers to open up those jump rings and place them where you need to. Once you have all of that, we can get started. You can start with any color and use any color combination for your earrings. I want to match this one, so I'm going to start with this top square. You can also start with any square. This is a 1 round granny on the bottom, 2 round granny in the middle, and a 3 round granny on the top. I'm going to work on the top one first. So I'm going to start with my red. I'm going to work with a magic circle and chain 3. As a side note, if you don't like the magic circle, you can always chain 3 or 4, slip stitch back into the first to create that ring, and then chain 3 from there. Once you have your chain 3, we're going to work 2 double crochets into the ring. And that is our first granny shell. Because we're on round 1, each shell is a different side, so every time we finish a shell we need to work a corner. For this pattern, a corner is 2 chains. We're going to work 3 double crochets into the circle. Chain 2. I'm going to tighten this circle up just a bit. Alright, so we've got one side, chain 2. There's our second side, which was our 3 double crochets, chain 2. Let's do another granny shell, which is 3 double crochets. We need a total of 4 shells. We have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to chain 2 for my corner and work 1 more shell, so 3 double crochets. We now have our 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 shells. I'm going to close this center up, so if you have done the magic ring, you can go ahead and close that up by pulling that tail. Chain 2 for a corner, and then slip stitch to the top of your chain 3. And you can fasten off that first color. You have your center granny square. This is also the pattern for this bottom square. Pick up your second color, so for me that is orange on this top square, and I have a slip knot on my hook. You're going to put your hook into any of those chain 2 spaces and slip stitch to join your new color. Right away we're going to chain 3 and work 2 double crochets into that chain 2 space. We're going to jump over to the next corner, so we're going to skip all of these double crochet stitches here and work 3 double crochets into that corner. Because we are at a corner, I'm going to chain 2 and double crochet right back into that chain 2 space. We need 3 double crochets in that chain 2 space to complete that corner. Jumping to the next corner, and you'll notice we don't chain in between jumping 2 corners. We're only chaining in the corners for this pattern. So in the next corner we need 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets all into that chain 2 space. Jumping to the next corner, same thing, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, all into that corner chain 2 space. We're back where we started. We only worked half of that corner on the start, so we need to work 3 double crochets in that first chain 2 space where we started. Chain 2 for the corner and slip stitch to the top of that chain 3. You can fasten off at this point, and this is round 2 of our granny. This is also the pattern for that middle square. For round 3, this is the final round of square 1, we are going to again start in any chain 2 space. I already have a slip knot on my hook, and we're just going to slip stitch to join that new color and do the same thing. Chain 3 and 2 double crochets to start this first corner. We're going to skip to the next space in between our shells, and we're just going to work 3 double crochets into that space. Skip to the corner. Here's the corner where it seems like all my ends are, and we're going to put 3 double crochets into that chain 2 space corner. Then we're going to chain 2 and 3 more double crochets into that chain 2 space to create our corner. And we're working this pattern all the way around. Find the next space and work your 3 double crochets. Here's our next space. It's a corner, so I'm going to work 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, all into that corner space. The next space is the space in between our shells, so I'm just going to do the same thing, work my 3 double crochets, skip to the next space, which is a corner. So I need 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets all into that space. Chain 2, 3 double crochets, jump to the next space, 3 double crochets, we're back at our first corner. We did half of the corner. We're going to find that same space that we worked in to start and work 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and slip stitch to that top of your chain 3 that you did to start, and you have finished square 1 of our trio earring. You can fasten off, weave in your ends. So you would make 2 more squares, one with just 2 rounds, and the bottom one is just the first round of a granny. And then if you feel like they need some blocking, you can gently spray them with water or some of the starch, that spray starch, to kind of firm these up a little bit since they will be earrings. Let them dry and then we can put them all together. So I'm going to go ahead, weave in my ends, make my other 2 squares, and then I will show you how to put all of the jewelry on to make them into earrings. I have finished my other 2 squares, round 1 square, 2 round square, and of course the one we did together, the 3 round granny. I've taken care of all of my tails. Now what you want to do is place them all face up. So here's the back of my granny square. I want to place that at the top, face up. There's my second one face up, and my third one face up. You're going to take the first jump ring, and if you don't have jump rings, you can always either use one of those end tails to sew up your corner, 2 corners on each, so you get them to stick together like this. I'm going to use the jump rings. I'm going to take 1 plier and a jump ring. It always has a little like spot where these pull apart. So if you have 2 pliers and you just kind of twist, it will open up. And now we've got a little open jump ring. I'm going to start with the bottom, and I'm going to go in from the top on any corners, chain 2 space, and just put that on. I'm going to now take my middle square, go in from the bottom, and place that jump ring on. So now I've got them together all on the ring, and I'm going to close it up. And the bottom and middle are now attached. I'm going to do the same thing to the middle and the top. Grab my second jump ring, open it up, go in from the top on that middle square, and then up from the bottom on the top. And you want to go around your stitches, your chains. You don't want to accidentally split the yarn or the embroidery floss. And those are all together now. I am going to take my earring wire and just twist. So now I've got a little opening on that earring wire. I'm going to go in from the top and slip the wire through that chain 2 space, close it up, and now I've got an earring. I have not blocked this one at all. I'm going to go ahead and put some pins in it, spray it with some spray starch to kind of firm it up, and now you have 2 granny trio earrings. 1 round, 2 round granny, and a 3 round granny. They come out really cute. They're great for gifts. If you use a smaller size hook, you'll get a little bit smaller size granny. I will put all of the tools that you need and the measurements for my pair here down below in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. Until next time, happy crocheting everyone. Bye!